Hi, I'm Sherry Cook. This is my final reflections presentation for NDS 300 in the summer of 2015 with Professor Greg Wilson. I'd like to start you off today with a little view of what inspires me every day. When I was in high school, I didn't ever imagine that I would be 20 years out of college and still have no degree. In high school, I excelled academically. I loved to learn. I got really good grades. I was involved in clubs and sports and activities. I graduated in 1995 and expected to go straight to college and finish. I enrolled at Idaho State University and packed up my things and moved to Pocatello. I spent a year at ISU as a communications major. And after a year, I knew that Idaho State University was not the place I wanted to be, and neither was Pocatello. So I moved in the summer of 2016 to Boise State University and enrolled as a political science major with a focus in secondary education. I wanted to teach high school government and history, and it's still really a passion of mine. I love political science and history. I was enrolled until the fall of 1998 and began looking at starting salaries for teachers in the state of Idaho and became really disillusioned with the system and the fact that I was already earning more in my current job than I would be as a starting teacher. So through the fall of 98, I skipped classes and didn't really go and spent more time with this guy who is my wonderful husband of 16 years now. And so I dropped out of school in the fall of 98. I married Ben in the spring of 1999 and summer of 99, and we bought our home in spring of 99. We still live in that house today. And then we had 4 beautiful children: Jordan, Cameron, Brendan, and Madison. My job in the fall of 98, I'd been working for a couple of years at a law firm, Evans Kane. I started out as a runner, and it was perfect with my school life, and I was able to adjust my work schedule to my school schedule and take the courses I needed to take. And in 98, that law firm split as well, and I went with the split. I worked at Anderson, Julian Hull, and I was the receptionist there and part-time assistant to the bookkeeper. But my whole life was kind of in upheaval at that point, and dropping out of school, I also started looking for a job not in the legal field, and I moved to Idaho Housing and Finance Association in December of 1998, which was about a week after I dropped out of college for my final fall semester. And I was the home program assistant working with federally subsidized programs that built affordable housing complexes for low-income people. About a year and a half after that, I moved into a special needs grants coordinator position, administering emergency shelter grants and transitional housing and permanent housing grants for homeless persons. I've stayed with those programs and moved into a special needs grants administrator position a couple of years after that, and for the past 3 years have been the special needs team lead. About a year and a half ago, my company decided that the department I was in was too large for one manager to handle. He wasn't able to keep up with the demands of multiple federal programs and 20 plus employees, and so it was decided that our department would split, and I became part of what is now the homeless programs department. When they posted the position for the manager of that department, I originally didn't intend to apply, but my coworkers thought that I would be a good fit for the position, and I had been doing most of the work of a manager minus handling personnel issues for over 3 years. So I applied for that management position, but was ultimately declined because I don't have a degree, and Idaho Housing is very strict on their policy that managers have at least a bachelor's degree. I had hoped that my 15 plus years of experience and my leadership in my department would help me gain that position, but it didn't, and my path was diverted. I became very frustrated. I didn't know whether to look for a new job or to pursue my education. I started looking for classes or workshops or seminars in leadership and management and found BSU's Center for Professional Development. I was very interested in the leadership development program and a workshop called Becoming a Servant Leader, as well as leading strategic change. I called the Center for Professional Development to discuss those courses with them and potentially plan taking them. And in the course of that conversation was directed to Rebecca Morgan, who talked me through the MDS program and was able to look up my credits because I had previously been at Boise State University, and she was very positive and very energetic, and really by the end of that conversation I was more excited than I've been in a really long time. And so I applied to BSU and was accepted, and I applied and was accepted to the multidisciplinary degree program. The first course in that series is MDS 300, and in that class I was able to interview Dr. Jacqueline Kettler for my reflection paper. And Dr. Kettler and I discussed my desire to have a minor in political science. She and I reviewed the courses I'd taken previously, and she suggested that I submit an adjustment of academic requirements to be able to count political science courses I had already completed and passed for current academic requirements. She and I also discussed that my career field is a perfect fit for pursuing a master's in public administration, and so I intend to look into that after receiving my bachelor's. I have one course. I will take Political Science 407, American Policy Process, to complete the requirements of a minor in political science. I also had the privilege of speaking with Dr. Heidi Reeder, who is the Director of Leadership and Human Relations. I was interested in pursuing a certificate in leadership and human relations, and she and I discussed the distinct difference between leadership and management. Through the course of her review of the classes I intended to take and what my ultimate goals were, she suggested that I not only pursue a certificate in leadership and human relations, but take the one more course I needed to have also a certificate in dispute resolution with a life skills focus. So I'll be taking Leadership 325, 326, 327, Dispute 390, 401, and 402 to fulfill the requirements of both of those certificates. I would like to stay with my current company. I'd like to gain a management position. I would like to be a leader in my community and in my country. I want these children, these beautiful kids, to see that sometimes hard work and dedication do pay off, and that you can achieve your goals. When I reach my graduation day in the spring of 2018, I hope to look back on all of this and all of these courses and all of this investment and say that it was what made all of the difference.